Hello everyone and welcome to Manor Lords. This is a demo of a game that's on Steam. You can wishlist it right now. It looks like a city builder with combat, and as you know on this channel there are a lot of city builders. It's just kind of my thing. Anyways, I've never played this. I checked my wishlist because it is wishlisted on Steam, as you can see in the corner. And so I was just checking on it, and there was a demo available, so I decided I'd grab the demo and take a look and give you guys a look too. So I played the demo. I didn't even get in here to get the mechanics down. Of course, this is a demo, so I'm sure things will be limited, and there was a little box when I opened the game that said it was still, obviously unfinished and rough. But we'll see. Let's just see how rough it is. Hopefully it doesn't crash right in the uptake, otherwise this will be a pretty short video. So let's go with new game. Oh my, okay, so it looks like there's only one option. Looks like there'll be more, so let's see. Robert Baron, an infamous knight, is residing in a castle north. Build up your strength, and when ready, lay claim to his lands and defeat him in battle. Realm of Conquest. Due to tangled history, there are multiple claimants to these lands. Use economy, diplomacy, and warfare. Become the sole ruler. Rise to our you're the first lord to sell these lands. Start from nothing and build a prosperous medieval city. So that looks like that's the only option that we have. So I can't click on these. So oh my, okay, so there's even more. So there's okay, let's see if I can find a portrait here that somewhat resembles me. It doesn't look like it really. There's so many options. Let's just go with this guy. Kind of like the way he looks. Yeah, I think we're changing that. So do that, and gosh, the coat of arms and colors. Okay, I'm not a big fan of the whole red. Let's go with gray. And then we'll do red. Okay, secondary color is red. There we go. Okay, let's see here. What do we got here? Oh gosh, we got so many options. Got the whole holy order, lions and things like that. Such. Looks like you can go blank. Yeah. But blank is boring. Yeah, that's kind of cool looking. So is that, and so is that. Kind of the Highland look. Let's just go with something generic. That's pretty generic right there. Oh wow, you can go really evolved. Okay. Now let's take a look at this. And you know what? Let's not get too involved. Let's just go like that. Yeah. Okay. So continue. Balanced. Yep, okay, let's begin. Okay, I'm not sure how expanded this demo is. There's another bug that he had overlooked. Nice Lord of the Rings down there. Here we go. Okay, so this is it. This is
Can't stay with his drink.
Okay. Did not know that would happen. New message. Okay, there's a fire at the heart of every settlement, a bastion of safety, warmth, and light against the darkness of the world. On this cold spring morning, your men blow on their fingertips, their breath clouding in the air, but there is plenty of work to warm them. As the toil begins, you can almost imagine you hear the ring of anvils, the toiling of bells, the cries of the marketplace. Possibilities. In the distance, fog lingers in the hollows of the land, and the world is quiet, watchful, waiting for you to choose which of these to make real. So our objectives: a granary, a logging camp, a forge or hut, and a storehouse. Okay. Let's zoom out here. So this is where we're at. Okay, so that's roads, construction. Okay, so they said a logging camp. Okay, so seeing logging camp needs to be kind of near the forest. Oh, it doesn't need. Oh, so. Apparently being on a road is beneficial. Okay, it says me a tree is gonna uproot. Let's not put it on the actually on the road is close to the forest. Let's go. Okay, yeah. Why not put it on the road? Yeah, I guess so. Let's see here. And then they wanted not a mining pit, a storehouse. Oh, granary and storehouse are there. Okay, well, makes sense. Okay, let's put the granary right there, and the storehouse, let's put it in here.
Come on,
And then they
people,
wanted a
get to work!
foraging hut. Field farm, pasture, sheep farm, windmill, communal industry trade. Might, I guess it'd be, well, oh, gathering, duh. Okay, that's a forester hut. I'm looking for a forager hut. There we go. Gosh, doesn't tell you really where all the resources are for foraging, but let's put it right here.
Let's get to work!
Same business. I'm actually working on construction. Got it. Okay. So let's see. Oh, construct granary, logging camp, forager hut, storehouse. Okay, so we're doing all that. Well, let's see what else we got here. Village life. Yeah. We have a well, don't we? We got tents, hitching posts, supplies, more supplies. A well might be something in order. Okay, let's see here. So, is there a way to gather resources? Cottages and shelter. Okay, well that's a great idea. Tavern, church, food stall. Oh. Some buildings have flexible borders. Place 4 points to designate an area. The cursor will snap the roads, another plus to try and create an organic shape. Got it. Okay. So this looks like a... Oh, right here. Oh, I can't do that. That's really... There's a building. Okay. I just want to go to... Pot's too small, okay. Okay, so maybe not there. Maybe over here, though. Okay. How big does it have to be? Okay, so... Let's put it right here. I understand there's not enough. Okay. Apparently houses have to be a lot larger than I previously anticipated. Okay, let's... how large does this have to be? So, I don't get it. What the problem is? Can I just leave it like that? Like, no, can't. Guess I need to get more resources. Okay, well that's fine. Okay, so let's see here. So we're doing the work. Once this is finished, we'll... Okay, you can access building and add or remove workers. Got it. Okay, so I'm guessing I go like this, add a worker.
We need more men at the camp.
Okay. There. People. Okay, so how many citizens do I have? There's gotta be a tab up here that tells me that at least. So, oh wait, number of, okay, no. Livestock. Total population, 5 business families, okay. Okay. So,
Heaven shine down and grow the land.
because it's sunny. Did not realize how interactive some of these people were. So, depending on what jobs are needed. I might assign 2 people to the granary. Well, not to the granary, to the forager side. And unless someone is needed at the storehouse or granary as like a transporter. Which I can't think that would be necessarily needed, but it could be. There are some, so it was Foundation being one of them, where that's required. I need to build a cottage of some sort, or a plot, or something. Maybe this needs to be access to the road. Some workers can use handcars to transport goods more efficiently at times at once to enable handcar transportation. Road points from both buildings have to be connected. Okay. So, I'm guessing that's it with the roads. Oh, down here, it's March. Spring is March to May. Frequent raining, berry deposits regrow, plowing for quick summer harvest possible. Harvest start late in the summer, September, November, end of harvest planting. Sowing crops recommended for maximum yield. Berries start in spring, winter. Berry deposits vanish, firewood is required for survival. Sheep shearing forbidden, chance of getting ill. Okay. Well, considering it's March, I think we're doing okay. Hello, cunts. Oh, grunts, gains, whatever. In the granary. So it looks like you can speed it up. I'm not going to do that because I've never played this game. So, I have no money. Oh, wait. Do I have money? I have a little money. Actually, I have no money. So if I click this. Oh! It's me. Can I walk? Wow. Did not realize how involved this is. Actually, if I walk up close enough, can I actually help work on it? No. Can't seem to I'm clicking and nothing's happening. So, well, that is really cool. So I'm somewhere around here then. Oh well, it's kind of interesting that you can go down and do that. Although I could have sworn this portrait showed I had no hair. Maybe that'll be a customizable thing later on, where your portrait matches up, or where you can fix it. I don't know. Maybe I'm just nitpicking too much. I'm guessing people are going just enjoy the fact that you can do that. And I do enjoy the fact I can do that. How's this logging camp doing? So unlimited, so this is where the resources are. So we got 17 bread, oh, it's food. We got no timber. We got a little bit of fuel. So So we have a logging camp. Granary and storehouse are momentarily going to be finished, and they're working on the foraging hut. So that granary, let's see if we can get that built. Once the granary's finished, I'm going to expedite the forager hut, because food and being stored and being gathered is essential. The storehouse, yeah, we can store things there, so we have exposed storage, but it's not raining to destroy things, whereas food can be, I don't know, I mean, it could just be the same thing, whether it destroys both things, but food is essential, because while you might not have wood to build buildings, it's a lot worse if you can't eat. So, just my 2 cents worth. So we have five peasant families, and now once the forager hut is built, I might only assign one person until we get the storehouse built, because unassigned families do construction, whereas those who are assigned are doing things. So looks like we have, well, that's tools. We have 1 timber? We do. We have 1 timber. Looks like they were able to get a tree. So I think the log camp, I think there are 2 buildings. I think they live at the logging camp. I think that's a house. I could be wrong. I mean, at least we got tents. But tents are not going to save them come winter time. Got 2 timber. How much is a bird plus cost? So it costs 2. Okay. So we could technically build 1 now. It costs 4. Okay. Oh, it's almost okay. For me, I was like, wait a minute, is that finished? So it's almost finished. All workers busy waiting its turn. They take turns. That's nice. Grange fish. Okay, let's up the priority. Okay, so this does need a work person. Okay, gosh, it's gonna have to wait for now. We need to build this. If there's nothing to do for a while, they'll help with other tasks. That's probably useful in the winter when you got no berries, or if you have a farm and there's no farming being done. Oh, they're cutting down trees. Nice to see that you actually see that happen. There are some games where there are some settlement games, not very many. I think Settlement Survival is the one I noticed. I haven't played that in a while, but last time I played it, I do remember that you have foresters and they go into the woods, and I don't know. I mean, maybe you just can't see it, but they logically generate wood. It's amazing. So I don't know if it's just because it's too dense that you can't see the trees falling, or if it's just they go into the woods and you hear chopping sounds, but they want the game to look pleasing, so they don't take the forest away. By the way, I did go back and play some of Survival to see if I could figure out how to get past that invisible barrier they have. They have that. I don't know if you remember very much. I'll put a link to the video up in the corner. But there was a line at the edge of the screen, or near the edge of the screen or map, so to speak, that we couldn't cross in the building for some reason. And for the life of me, I could not figure out, even when I went back to play it the other day, I couldn't figure out how to get past that line. You know, whether there was some sort of purchasing option where you had to purchase that land or explore it or something. But I could not get past that line, and I just thought this is a design flaw, because there's nothing that tells you anything about getting past that line. And so if you kind of choose the wrong place to settle, where that line is really, you know, restricts a lot of the land, and you're right up on a river or something like that, you're kind of stuck and out of luck, so to speak. And, you know, so if you choose the wrong place to start, you're kind of in a pickle because you can't do anything, so to speak. You know what, this is screaming at me about transporting the food, so I'm going to actually
Let's get to work.
task someone doing it, so that they'll go get the food and put it in the granary. So I don't know where all the food is. I think it's over here. This is where all the supplies are. Yeah. I don't know what this is. Hitching posts. Oh, it's for the oxen. So, oh, we got 4 wood. Let's build that that shelter. Okay. Bill. Okay. They'll get to that, I'm sure. So, once we get everything in the pantry, which is all of the 16 bread, then I'll take someone off the pantry. So, can you actually, like, pause it and clear work area? Okay, so there's nothing to be done about that. So they're transporting it, I'm sure. Yeah, transporting bread, yeah. So 10 of the 16 bread. Okay. I'm guessing once he transports everything there, does he go do other things since he has nothing to do? I'm just wondering. Got the rest of the bread, I'm guessing.
Is that the sun or fire above?
Hopefully it's the sun. If there's fire raining down on us from the sky, we're kind of out of luck. There's nothing that will stop you, that will save you. Hide inside a building, it will get you. So I'm guessing that's all the bread. Yep, he's transported it all, so what are you gonna do?
Time to find a good tree and soft ground.
That's what you're complaining about. What are you doing? I'd like to know where it is exactly he's going. I mean, he's procrastinating. Dude, I can find a job for you. So, well, we'll keep an eye on him for right now, as other people actually do their job. You know what? I will encourage you. Yeah, you can construct, build things. Like the foraging hut that needs to be built. So it's currently April in the game. So we've got the granary, we've got the logging camp, the foraging hut's almost finished, and the storehouses after that. And then it was talking about people being homeless, so I'm building a forager hut. It does 1 family, and it looks like even with the extensions, there'll only be 4 families available. but I really can't build another one, and I want to get at least something up so that people can live in there. There are 5 families, so even with it completely extended, which it looks like that requires even more resources, it could only still house 4, but I want to house some, so to speak. So hopefully, once I complete the objectives, there'll be some sort of reward, like a free board or hut or timber or something. But I'm not going to count on it because that sometimes is not the case. So this guy's building. I like how you can kind of watch it like this. See the, oops. No saving, of course. And you see kind of the way this is done. Which, you know, Ostriv did this, and more city building games are taking, I don't know if they're looking at that and taking a lead from that, or if it's just a natural progression. Because a lot of city builder games, you see them bring resources, and then they just start hammering away at some corner of the building, and it just gets raised up, which is fine. I'm not knocking that at all. I can understand it. It makes sense, and it's a very simple way to show things being done, and it works that way. But Ostriv, I noticed, you know, you see them bring the resources, and then you see them actually actually working with the resources they have, and even when all the resources aren't there, they still are doing work, which is cool to watch. But more and more city builder games are doing this thing where you see the resources brought, you see work being done slowly, but surely, you know, and you'll see some constructors going to get things while another constructor is there working on the building a little bit. So, and there was that in Banished. In Banished, there was work that would be done, but a lot of times it was they'd bring it all, and then you'd see them walking around sawing and hammering it. And it was, you know, and Banished, I love Banished. Don't get me wrong, I love that game. It's a really, really well-made game, and I'd recommend it to anybody in terms of getting something, you know, especially if you want to. If you're new to the city builder genre and you want an easy foray in Banished, you know, where the learning curve is a bit steep, and I encourage watching some videos. I could even do a video if you want. Just make a comment and I'll do another Banished video. But Banished is very moddable too and such. But there's a lot of things you can do in Banished, and there's a lot of mechanics involved. But it also is, you know, especially if you play on some of the easier difficulties, it is very forgiving, so to speak, at times. Because in Banished, as long as you begin on medium or less, although I'd suggest you begin on easy if it's your first time playing it, you know, it gives you a lot of resources at the beginning to kind of get things going. I played Banished on medium. I got into Banished very early on, and I played it on the medium difficulty.
We need more workers here.
Well, that's not going to be happening, buddy. So the more workers you'll get eventually. But back to what I was saying about Banished. Banished is one of those games that gives you a lot of resources. And I put it, I got it back before it was really kind of going along, and played it from its early stages. Got a couple more updates, kind of like Universum a little bit. But eventually, you know, I got into the swing of things, and once more difficulties were released or more well defined, I'd already been playing on medium for a long time. So I just jumped into to medium difficulty, or normal difficulty, I guess, from the get-go, which gives you a little bit less resources, but it also doesn't give you as much. On easy, it gives you a couple different buildings that you need to begin with. That kind of teaches you what to build once you go up in difficulty. You know, I think it gives you a woodcutter, and I think it gives you a shelter for people to live in, whereas medium difficulty gives you just a storage barn, and you have to build everything, which I do like, your storage barn, on hard difficulty, you don't begin with a storage barn. You begin with enough things to build a storage barn, but you have to basically build a stockpile and fill your resources in the stockpile, because I don't think you even begin with the stockpile, which a stockpile requires no resources to build. It's just a defined area. Um, and so on medium difficulty, you are kind of bound where the storage barn is. Whereas on hard, you can basically build from where you want. But on medium difficulty, you pretty much build the town the way you want it to be built from the ground up, which allows you to really, do grid building if you want to do it. My first buildings, usually like the woodcutter and and other things were like right next to the stockpile, so the fire would be there, and then I'd put the farms right next to the storage barn, so all the food would be harvested and put in the barn immediately, and then I'd put the houses surrounding the fields and the woodcutter and such, so that all the workplaces were pretty close to the barn and to their places of work and such. And I usually tried to put a fisherman's hut or forager's hut in, depending on if we were on the river or not, as quick as possible, so that way there would be a secondary source of food, especially in the summer in that game, because in the winter I had no problem in that game. I mean, I usually didn't have any problems with food, but if there was ever a worry with food, it was during the summer when there's harvesting being done, but there's no food that's just sitting there. Some intro quest completed. Nice. A new message. Okay. Your supplies are dry and secure, and the first stage of work is done. The stories your people tell around the fire are many dangers in the world, from beasts to blights, strange tales about foxes who go on pilgrimage, or small creatures who spin gold from sunset to sunrise. They tell these stories to put common names to their fears. Soon they'll teach these stories to their own children. It's time to bring wives and children to the settlement. Now that they can take the shelter in proper homes. For your lands to prosper and grow, you'll need not only workers but families. Construct 5 birch plots and a well. Okay. Okay, don't have the timber. I think a well requires stone. Let's replace on a water vein. Gosh, I don't know what those look like. What's a water vein? Am I just missing something, or is there something I should be checking? Well, I guess this is a water vein right here. So a water vein. I don't even know where a water vein would be. Oh gosh. Animal habitats are a thing. Okay. That is cool. That is very cool. That is very, very awesome to have that type of idea or thought. Um, in this game. Okay, let's see here. Problems. I don't know what a water vein looks like. Okay, so it must be over a water vein. Okay, so what's a water vein? Oh, let's put somebody there.
We need more workers here.
It's not gonna happen. I need somebody to transport all this, which is 20 firewood and one tool? A tool. I don't know. Looks like they store food in the granary, in the forage hut too. Excuse me. Well, there's 2 logs stored there now. The thing is he moving the tool? I think he did move the tool just now. Now he's getting the firewood. Alright, so 10 firewood at a time. Okay, so we're getting into summer. So they build them separately like that. That's kind of cool, actually. That it's not all just at once. It's like one building at a time, basically. So is this actually technically waiting its turn? It is. Interesting. Okay. The woodcutter is constructing. Do we need 2 people working here? beginning to rain. So just in time with the storehouse. And one of these will be completed, so somebody will be able to get out of the rain. People are coming to the village. I mean, yeah, that is great, but, you know, more workers, but the only problem I have with this happening is we do not have houses for everybody. We have plenty of jobs. We don't have but we don't have plenty of our houses. Or food, for that matter. So this is done, which is great. See if we can get the well done here. Run out of resources for the well. Okay. Well, that's gonna have to wait then, I guess. Boy, it's really coming down. I guess you need to have a market for the merchant to stop. Maybe. Trying to click on him there, and I couldn't make any. Couldn't get get him to stop. He's busy. We got our cutting wood constructing. Well, I understand why you're constructing, but we need logs, guys. We need to get back to work. Well, it's with your people not doing their job and actually building. I understand that that might be something to do if they have nothing to do, you, but you guys got plenty to do, like cutting down trees, as we need timber. So. I admire that the woodcutters are helping out, but we kind of need them to be cutting wood. Said villagers with nothing to do will, what's it called, do other things, but the woodcutters definitely have something to do, so maybe that's a bit of a bug. You know, where villagers randomly think they have nothing to do, when in fact, the fact of the matter is they have quite a bit to do. So we'll see. They're about to complete the second one here. Main reason I want those guys to get the log is because we need that to build the well, and there's a little notification right there that it really wants the well built. Well, it can't build the well without the log, so. One thing I've noticed, which may be a boon to some people, but is something that you don't see with a lot of city builders. A lot of city builders, even if you don't have the resources, they allow you to place the building down. They allow you to place the building down, so to speak, and you better guys better be doing with constructing still. You're building this now. I understand, but anyways, what I was going to say is a lot of places allow you to place buildings down that you don't have the resources for. It's kind of a way of, I mean, it's kind of a mechanic that's used in those games to kind of kick villagers into gear about, you know, saying, hey, you know, like this building is here, so you need to start constructing it, you know, ASAP and things like that. So there's that to think about. So when you're unable to get your people to work, that is interesting. I just now noticed this. So when they're idle, so you can go, okay, if they're idle, this can be a temporary job. So you could probably do that with some areas, like storage buildings, for example. I don't think, you know, because of the way they are, I don't think that you have to have a dedicated person to doing that. Okay, so the weather's gotten sunnier. Maybe they can't cut wood when it's raining, so maybe they'll come back to to cutting wood. Um, wants to try it out or something. I'm not sure what exactly it is they're waiting for, or why they're not at their job. Sorry if I'm being quiet. I'm just kind of watching this take place and just kind of admiring how I mean, I know the game is a demo and it's still very early on, but it is very pretty so far. The visuals are very, very pleasing, and obviously, of course, there are some things that I'm not happy with, but that's part of I think the game, I guess, getting its footing, or as it does more, as it goes along. I mean, this is a demo. It's still very early on, so there are going to be some bugs. There's going to be some rough parts of it that aren't exactly all that great, but, that's something that you just got to deal with, and such. And really, I wonder if there's a way you can control who wears here. Like, if you put construction for you, does that pause it? You put lower than 0? And you can. That seemed to kind of do nothing whatsoever. Now there's only 2 people working on it, and it's the woodcutters who are actually the guys who are working on it.
There's no hovel. Tomorrow, find a new home or town.
Maybe you have to set a work area, so right there. But that doesn't, no, okay, that doesn't seem to have an effect. sure to think what happens if you go like that. Well, at least one of them's doing work. I don't know why that was, why I had to do what I had to do, but let's get those. Like I said, you know, I sound like I'm just complaining, but I'm just, you know, but I was preaching like to be understanding. So I guess I'm just trying to be more understanding of, you know, some of the bugs and things like that. I'm sure in some future update or patch we'll probably see something along the lines of that says something about, you know, fixing the issue where workers with jobs would do construction rather than job, you know. Something about how workers, you know, that have jobs to do, you know, or maybe it will be more, it would be very localized. Maybe it will say fixing the issue where woodcutters would construct rather than chop trees down, you know, during work seasons, you know, or fixing the issue where workers, you know, or fixing the issue where workers with jobs would construct rather than do their assigned job or something of some sort. Something where it fixes, where it says, you know, these people, they have a job. It's not like they don't have anything to do. So you know, do that rather than construct. Constructing can be done by people who don't have, you know, regular work to do, so to speak. And get that one wood so we can place that well down, or find out where to put the well. Because I'm looking at the ground here, and I know you are. Maybe you can see it, but I can't see what a water vein looks like or where one would be. I mean, it seems like it's a bit of a, you know, you'd like water veins to show up on the map so you know where to put the well, and rather than just mousing around until you find something that looks like it works. You know, it'd be nice if there'd be little blue markers or at least a little droplet icon. So you'd be like, oh, I put it there, you know. So it looks like they're working, hopefully. Yeah, and they're got 2 people building there. I'm trying to figure out what each tree provides. And when they fell a tree, and I'm thinking it's 2 or 3. I'm not sure, because you know, when we had, you know, when I built the second little group of houses over there, I realized I had 4, and that's why I was able to build them and rotate them that way. But it seemed as though like the 4 came out of nowhere. So I'm thinking that when you're watching it, kind of like a watch pot, it seems to be excruciatingly take forever to get just one piece of wood. But I'm thinking, you know, if you have a good woodcutter, maybe a full complement of people doing woodcutting, like, you know, all 4 jobs taken, or if you're not using wood, it can very quickly, let's see, get out of hand is the wrong word. It can very quickly build up stockpile wise. On the bright side, our food numbers are going up, actually. So, I mean, no doubt people are eating, but we're basically making a net profit right now. Food people are eating, but our food is still going up. And we only have 1 forager staying on top of it, so there is that advantage. I like the weather effects too. The weather effects are beautiful. Well, this is taking a while and still can't save this. Yeah, can't save. So, anyways, let's go back to the ring. Yeah, so this is what Manor Lords looks like. Thanks for going on this journey with me about discovering it. It was a bit of bumbling, a bit of pausing and quiet, trying to just take it all in. I hope you enjoyed it, though. I enjoy it. I'm looking forward to when this game is fully released. I think there'll be a lot more, and as they polish it out and such. I'm not sure when it's coming out. The release date is to be announced. Wow. I would strongly encourage you guys to, you know, take a look at this, and if it's something you're interested in, definitely throw it on your wish list, so you can be apprised of its news, you know, when it's coming out. I don't know if they're going to release version 1 or if they'll eventually let it out under early access and use that, which, you know, not complaining about that. Oh, we got the one wood. Let's see if we can get the well figured out before I go here, before I let you guys go here. An overlay. Berries, wild animals, iron deposit. Oh gosh, I'm lost. Oh, there we go. Okay. Still lost. Let's see. Okay. So click on that, brings me back. I still don't know where I would even start to look for a water vein, because I don't know what they look like. That's what it looks like. That's what a water vein is, something like this. That's really far away, though. Well, I guess there's nothing I can do about it, so. Well, so we found the water vein. That's what it looks like. Anyways, guys, until next time, I hope you enjoyed Manor Lords. Make sure to hit that like button. That would be helpful. And hit subscribe, too, and to get more of this stuff. Until next time, this is Resler logging off.